Good morning! I am very obsessed with anti-drug PSAs. PSAs in general, but I find myself diving deep into anti-drug. I've watched several. I have several on my channel. One is about crack specifically. Crack got its own video. One is Dare, so it covers general. And then one about cigarettes. The cigarette one has to be my favorite by far. The one I'm going to watch today is called Marijuana Why Not? It is from the 1960s. The video or the channel that originally posted it, because it's all just like archives of stuff. We have to find the archives from whatever. So these guys do the hard work. It's film strip propaganda. And since it's about pot, marijuana, why not? Why not? So I'm going to participate. I'm going to get in the right headspace for this. And I'll be right back. Is it hot in here all of a sudden? Okay.
You may know her a little better by her Spanish name, marijuana, of the family Cannabis sativa. Wherever you meet
Sativa! Cannabis sativa! Northern Lights Indica. No. Marijuana. We're off to a great start. She's sexy. I like that sexy M&M. Hey, baby. You think these eye bags are gonna drive me away? No. No. Would you do me? I'd do me. Okay.
you'll also find a controversy brewing. Her detractors declare she's too dangerous to associate with. Her defenders say she not only is completely harmless, but entirely desirable. The truth about Mary Jane is somewhere between the two extremes. The most familiar form of this controversial...
Hey, why'd they make her a tampon? So she's a tampon.
substance is cigarettes, made from the ground upper
What do you say?
leaves, and familiar form of this cane is somewhere between the two extremes. The most familiar form of this controversial substance is cigarettes, made from the ground upper leaves and flowering top of the female plant. Sometimes marijuana is smoked in a pipe or eaten in cookies, cakes, or other forms. Marijuana legally falls under the Narcotic Act, but it is not a narcotic. It is a mild psychedelic drug which in sufficient dosage causes a person to hallucinate. That is,
Who told him that? I have never heard that. I've never heard that, and I've never experienced that, and I have put it down, okay? I have... He said efficient amounts. I have taken efficient amounts. I've gotten weird. I've gotten weird with it. Never have I ever. Put a finger down if you've ever hallucinated from smoking. Notice how I'm not putting a finger down.
imagine he sees or feels certain things. Most people begin using the drug out of curiosity or in search of a thrill. Use of marijuana is growing rapidly in the United States, particularly among teenagers. Estimates
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have dabbled. Look at her snatched little waist. Okay. So 8 million at least once. 2.3 million users. So if Peggy has 5 apples... Alright, hush.
are that nearly 8 million Americans have tried marijuana at least once, and 2.3 million use it more or less regularly. It is calculated that 675 million marijuana cigarettes were smoked in this country in 1967.
We gotta bump those numbers up. We gotta bump those numbers up. I still can't get over that he's barefoot.
Most of the marijuana used in the United States comes from Mexico. Even the name is borrowed from south of the border. It is widely produced in most other countries, including the United States, even though it is illegal to grow, sell, or possess the drug in this country. The appearance of the marijuana plant belies its effect on the user. It grows about 5 feet tall with a hollow, square-like stalk up to 2 inches in thickness. Its long, narrow green leaflets are raggedly pointed and grow irregularly on...
Why is she angry now? Why is Tampiwana pissed? You can't tell, but I'm doing the arm thing.
olive-colored stems. When burning, marijuana has a distinctive, heavy, sweetish odor. Smoking marijuana usually has certain characteristic effects on the mind and body. First, it causes an exaggerated, carefree sense of well-being. It heightens emotions at first. In some, this mood may progress quickly to irritability, excitability, and even violence.
I have never been irritable or violent while partaking, dabbling. I mean, I've probably done this pose a couple times when Bay is like, the pizza rolls are done.
Response in others is similar to a sedative. Marijuana impairs judgment, often with frightening consequences. It causes certain individuals to become aggressive and belligerent.
What? What's that about?
Still others, when deprived of marijuana after becoming psychologically dependent upon it, become so irrational that they become homicidal or suicidal.
No, they don't.
Actually, it would be incorrect to say that marijuana will have these detrimental effects on everyone. Both the dosage and individual response to the drug are unpredictable. There is no way to determine the potency of an illegal drug such as marijuana. It has not been proved that use of marijuana will lead to a need for heavier narcotics. But repeated research has shown that many heroin addicts began their drug careers by smoking marijuana. Many studies tend to relate the use of marijuana to crime. It may be that certain individuals already had criminal tendencies. Perhaps these tendencies became evident or exaggerated after the use of marijuana. It is certainly true that the marijuana user is...
Okay, you've tried pot. How about some LSD, goofballs, pip pills, heroin, opium? Okay, what's a pip pill? I'm gonna Google what a pip pill is. Let's say pip. Pot. Okay. You know what? For authenticity's sake, I'm gonna leave that in. But I think it says pop pills. No, I'm gonna Google pip pills. Listen here. What letter is that? Because if it was pop, the O would look like that. So it's... Okay, it's gotta be pip. Anyway, what's a pip pill? I'm down to try it. And what is a goofball? Because a goofball in my world is a marshmallow dipped in caramel, melted caramel, and then you roll it in Rice Krispies. So it's disgusting. Maybe that's why it's on the list. I don't know.
Frequently exposed to other drugs. Because marijuana is illegal, a user frequently comes in contact with other illegal drugs, including heroin and opiates, while trying to satisfy his desire for marijuana. He is thus more likely to experiment with the other, heavier drugs. Marijuana is not just a harmless hallucinogen that gives a quick, innocent...
Hallucinogen. Harmless hallucinogen. I'm an idiot. Burp, burp. But, some mustache lady.
Thrill. A United Nations Commission concluded the addict is soon a useless and harmful member of society.
Useless?
Marijuana can produce serious effects in some. One study made in New York reveals the conclusion seems warranted that given the potential makeup and the right time and environment, marijuana may bring on a true psychotic state. Marijuana seems to appeal especially to those who already have psychiatric problems. This may be just the push such a person needs to propel him into a major problem. The drug is not physically addicting, but the user often develops what is called a psychological drug dependence. He returns periodically to the drug in an effort to experience
Look at my tampon girlfriend.
the effects of it. It is difficult to say just how much danger is in a single marijuana cigarette. Controlled research indicates that a cigarette containing 1,500 micrograms of tetrahydrocannabinol, the active ingredient of marijuana, will cause a 150-pound man to feel giddy, happy, and relax. 4 times the dose, and he begins to hallucinate. Double it again, and psychotic episodes result. It is estimated that a strong Mexican marijuana cigarette contains about 6,000 micrograms. But no one knows exactly.
Is Luke Hoare on crack? What did he say? He said something insane. Oh, I don't know the math on that. What the hell is a microgram? But, well, I don't have to worry about that because I got 100 pounds on that guy. But I still, even in my worst greenouts, I have never hallucinated.
Among other things, the marijuana user is a traffic hazard. Apparently, the drug causes a sense of exaggerated well-being and elation without curtailing physical activity. The user simply drives his car without regard for the dangers involved. There are some very good reasons why marijuana users should not drive. Marijuana causes hallucinations. The driver may see things on the road that are not actually there. Marijuana causes distortions of color and size. The driver may have faulty judgment and misinterpret.
POV. Guy with a huge truck next to you. I mean, I agree that you shouldn't drive high, but, like, this is from the 60s, and they had no regard for, like, drunk driving. I believe, I don't know, I wasn't there, but drunk driving has always been a big problem. And I feel like in the last decade, no, in my mind it's like it's 2010, but as of recent, it's been, like, more cracked down on, you know? Still, you shouldn't drive high. It's not good. But drunk driving is more of a problem.
What he sees. Distortion of time is another effect of the drug. A driver may misjudge time and delay decisions until it is too late to avoid an accident. Marijuana distorts distance. The driver cannot tell how fast he and other drivers are going. He therefore tends to become accident-prone. How about marijuana and sex crimes? A person's sex drive is not increased by the use of marijuana, but some individuals become uninhibited and expansive under the influence of the drug and may commit various acts they normally would not do. The exact effects of long-term use of marijuana on the mind and body has not been determined. But one thing is certain: there are no long-range benefits to using marijuana. While most marijuana grown in the United States is
How can I tell which is loaded? I believe is what that says. Why are his feet so big? Oh, strong tampon. So this is the tampon scale. Ultra. He's ultra. I don't know what the rest of the sizes are. Regular. Skinny. U.S. wild, Mexican, Indian. So there's definitely a little bit of racism tied into this. And that just clicked for me.
mild, the Mexican variety is twice as strong. The Indian drug is 3 to 5 times as strong. The danger is the user never knows the strength of the dosage or what his own response to it will be. There is no known medicinal use for marijuana. It is not included in any known legitimate medical practice. Marijuana is not as habit-forming as alcohol, but it does share a number of alcohol's disadvantages. It produces a marijuana drug dependence. It does alter the mind, judgment, temperament, and inhibitions. It's like choosing between the bite of a cobra and a rattlesnake.
I am so upset by this statement that I don't even know what to say. I would definitely rather get too high than too drunk. If I get too high, I'm gonna pass out and sleep for probably 12 hours and wake up with like a bag of chips next to me, and like an empty plate. I'm gonna wake up with food around me, not know how I got there. But if I get too drunk, it ruins my whole next day. I'm like embarrassed of something I did or said. And there's so much dread that comes with drinking too much. Yep.
When compared at their peak strength and in similar dosage, marijuana is definitely stronger than alcohol and even barbiturates. Marijuana is not the only drug firmly limited by law. There are 1,600 other drugs covered by the drug abuse law. None of them can be taken wantonly and without supervision. Advocates of marijuana would like to be free to take the drug as they please. But in our modern society, it is almost impossible to do anything without affecting other people. Since the action of marijuana on certain people...
Okay. Let me do some research really quick on when segregation ended, just to kind of understand the hypocrisy of this statement. And I don't know how to describe how they're related, but in my mind, they're related. So the Civil Rights Act was passed in 1964. 1964. This is from 1960. Oh, interesting.
...is uncertain and produces unpredictable behavior, it must be considered a dangerous drug. In addition to the violence it may produce, marijuana is reported to have caused deaths of people consuming it. One report tells of 15 out of 200 people who ingested the drug and developed permanent insanity. 4 died.
Permanent insanity. I thought you were just gonna give me a love tap. So permanent insanity.
Much of the confusion about the effects of marijuana is the result of variation in dosage. Marijuana, sold on the illegal market, comes from many sources. It is impossible for the user to determine the strength of a dose. Russian roulette is not any more unpredictable. Even though the severe penalties prescribed by law have deterred many people from using marijuana, the greatest hope for reducing the use of the drug lies in a factual education program. When the exaggeration and emotionalism are cleared away on both sides of the issue, reasoned, intelligent decisions can be made. Experience has shown that existing laws have reduced the number of drug users and addicts. It will never be possible, of course, to legislate use of marijuana out of existence. But the law does discourage...
Look at this guy. Look at this guy's cake. Holy.
...many from becoming dependent upon it. Legalizing marijuana does not seem to be a valid solution to the problem. To do so...
Good balls, pep rallies. I can't read that. I don't have my glasses on because of the glare. Goofballs, pep pill. Oh, so it was pep pills. It's probably like Adderall, right? Pep in your step. Family and relatives. So, are we smoking or family and relatives? I don't... Hey, what's the correlation here?
So would not only open the door for more and more people to become dependent on marijuana, but would be the first step toward legalizing distribution of other and more powerful drugs. At least for the present, our friend Mary Jane is restrained by legal chains. The long-range effects of association with her are still being studied. Until the dangers can be fully assessed, we might better ask not why not marijuana, but why marijuana.
So, I guess that's the end of the video. I don't know why they made her so appealing. She looks like a tampon and she just looks so inviting. So that did not change my mind on my stance. I'm actually glad that I participated before, because I would have been a lot more upset at just the... I mean, it's literally listed as anti-pot propaganda film. So anyway, I'm gonna go participate some more. Later.